Hop Tragedies and just
Okay.
basically, what you think, like, and we'll break it down from the show. We'll break it down.
Okay. You know I'm here. You know I'm here.
Let's get started. What's good? What's good? What's good? Y'all tune into Apartment 5B podcast hosted by your man Kill. Man, it's gonna be one of them shows tonight. I'm letting y'all know from the door. I got my brother JR sitting there with me. What's going on, JR?
What up? What up? What's going on?
Yo, no doubt. Y'all already know. I big him up every time he comes. Legend. No other word.
I'm still working on that. Kill.
Legend. Rap lover.
Yo, respect. Peace and respect, family. I'm good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I'm still working on that, but I'm good, bro. I'm here, man. Ready to discuss. You know how we do.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, today's show is going to be about hip hop tragedies, and I want to talk a little bit about how I came to this. Grap and I both work with kids. We work with youth in Southeast DC, really throughout all of DC. And both of us have been doing it for a long time. But I'm used to working with older youth. I'm like the 13 to 22-year-old cat. This summer, my gig has me working with the little kids.
You need your boy to help you out with that, yo.
I be working with the babies, like kindergarten to like fourth grade. And I'm like, yo. So they was like, Kill, you know what? You could do whatever you want with them. You could teach them about hip hop, whatever. So I was like, I bet I'm gonna teach them about hip hop. And I gave my lesson plan to my new boss. I just got a new boss. I gave her the lesson plan. She was like, Kill, come on. This lesson plan is written for like a 15, 16-year-old. She was like, just think about how you taught Naomi about hip hop. Now, the two dope things about that is, like I said, it felt good to me because this is my new boss. So just in her knowing me, she already knew on hip hop just from being around. So that was the dope part.
Dope.
The other part was I was like, okay, how did I school Naomi? And when she was like 2 or 3, I got this graffiti coloring book that had like 100 pages of different tags that she could color. And that's how I started teaching her. So basically, long story short, because I don't want to belabor this too much, I'm teaching these little kids about hip hop. So I've been teaching them about graffiti. It was about the fight over a basketball, and I said, nah, give me the ball. I said, look, do your 10 best for 10 seconds. You're gonna do your best dance. 10 seconds, you're gonna do your best dance. Whoever wins gets the basketball. And they were looking at me like, yo, that sounds stupid. And I was like, but you don't understand. That's what hip hop was built on. Hip hop was built on these gangs in the Bronx killing each other, and to take that same off and make it positive to battle. And like in schooling them, like they just can't get it. And it's from them to maybe even some cats who are 25, 26, 27 may don't really understand where the hip hop culture, not rap music, but the culture came from. And it just made me start thinking, when I look at hip hop now, I don't, in my personal belief, don't believe it's at where it should be. You know what I mean? And there's a lot of things that derailed that. It's almost like a bullet. If you shoot at a bullet, but it ricochets and it goes in different direction and it hits the wrong target. I don't feel like hip hop is where it's supposed to be. So I'm looking at the different tragedies that have affected hip hop, like things that got hip hop off its course of where it was meant to go. So that's what we're gonna be talking about tonight. JR is the R&B guru. Y'all already noticed this dude is like, I don't even understand how he's 30 and got more knowledge about R&B than somebody 50, 60, 70. He's the R&B guru, so he's going to be coming from the R&B perspective. Me and Grap going to be coming from the hip-hop perspective. JR may throw in some hip-hop. I got some R&B. But we're just going to talk about what threw hip-hop and R&B off in certain places. So, Grap, why don't you start with one of your joints? What's one of your tragedies that you feel like affected hip-hop?
Well, definitely we always got to look at the death of Biggie and Tupac, but in terms of tragedies, man, I want to say, man, probably when it went fully corporate, man, when it went corporate, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
That was very tragic for hip hop, you know what I mean? When it went like really corporate, you know what I mean? It was, I don't know. It's like, it's an art form that, you know, at the end of the day, we can make some money off of it. We can eat off of it. You know what I mean? But the extreme to which people brought it in, brought it to in terms of making it corporate, man, was insane. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I feel that's definitely one of the tragedies of hip hop is it going like hyper corporate. You know what I mean? Whereas now it's all about your brand. It's not even about the art form, the making of the music, the greatness of the sound. You know what I mean? We only getting one or two or three guys like that. You know what I mean? When you had a variety of genres that would offer you something. You know what I mean? Now it's you getting one or two, three people, and then even those one or two, three people, their sound is all pretty much almost similar. You know what I mean? Every now and then they'll branch out and do something different, or bring you something different to the table, but pretty much they're doing the similar stuff too. You know what I mean? So yeah, but when hip hop went hyper corporate, man, that's when, man. Shiny suit era, probably, man. I hate to say it, but
yeah. Nah, no doubt. I feel you. Jay, you still good, brother?
What's going on, fellas? Peace. Hey.
Peace, bro.
Yo, and it's funny that you said that, Grab, because that's one of mine. I just said it in a different way. I said bringing millions into hip hop. You know what I mean? And it's funny because, and I don't want people to think like, oh, Kill, you just wanted Cash to be broke or whatever like that. And I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, one of the rap lines that always stuck out to me was when PMD said in Crossover, still I haven't seen one rapper living comfortable. And that was 92. That was my freshman year at Morgan State. And then to see hip hop post 96, when you had MTV Cribs, you could see how hip hop changed. Because if you did MTV Cribs prior to that, let's go to 94. You got a lot of people don't notice that during daily operations back in 91, 92, Gangstar was living with Branford Marsalis. We're talking about one of the biggest hip hop groups living with Branford Marsalis. Before that, they were sharing a studio apartment in the Bronx. You go to 94, Midnight Marauders. I remember reading this article in The Source about how Tip was still living at his house in Queens, sleeping in his sister's twin bed. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not saying that I wanted rappers to be living at home or living. But when we talk about the millions of dollars that got poured into hip hop, and Grap, I know it's like, yo, dog, I remember MC Light's Paper Thin where Cash was pushing a Jetta. Like a Volkswagen Jetta car to have. You know what I mean? I remember when Buster said, yo, and then I got my Cherry Pathfinder. Like a Pathfinder was good to go. And then it kind of grew to, you had the Lost Boys, the Les Coupe de Beamers in the Benz. You know what I mean? And then it grew to Range Rovers. And now
and not to cut you, but even Pete and CL, they rode off in Lexuses and straightened it out. You know what I mean? So, it definitely was evolving in terms of that. Because, like, Hev used to have different cars and things of that nature. And he would have, he went from, a Blazer Sport with heavy diamond etched in the back. Like, I guess they used a diamond to scratch that shit into the glass. It was literally, etched into the glass. It said Heavy on both sides. He had a gold Blazer like that. Then he went from that to I remember he had a Grand Cherokee, a red Grand Cherokee, and it was laced out with the system and all that. Then he went from that to the Saab. He had a white Saab. Then he had a white Land Cruiser. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was, you're right, man. As soon as that era hit, man, it was crazy, man. It was just like money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it got to a point where I remember hip hop being something where we could afford what the rappers were wearing. You would see running them wearing Adidas and Adidas sweatsuit, and you could go buy that. You could see LL wearing some Troops, and you could go buy that. You could see John Will wearing the Lecoq Sport tee, and you could go buy that. And it just started to just grow to a point where, a lot of people will say with Jay, like, yo, I don't even know what Jay be talking about. I don't even know this fashion. I don't even know who this is. I don't even, it just grew to a place where the money came in. And it's just one of those things where I just feel like that's one of the things that diverted hip hop, because people stopped wanting to make good music and wanted to start making hits and wanted to make more money. And it's funny because one of my teens, she lives on an army base out here in DC. And when I drop her off, it's bugged because when you ride through the community, every house is the same. You know what I mean? And if that's how hip hop was to me. We all were the same, but it got to a point where it's like, well, if I have my townhouse and then I go to somebody's single family house and then I go to somebody who got a bigger single family house with a pool, it's like you start wanting to compete for what the next man has. Where it's just like at that army base, they're just all living the same way, the same thing. And I felt like that was what was so dope about hip hop. Was I remember opening the line of notes, seeing rappers shout each other out. You know what I mean? I remember hearing, you know, I was listening to this Big Daddy Kane thing the other day, and it's just like, yo, you know, when you say a rapper like the Big Daddy Kane is peaceful, rappers like the Day of Kid and Play, even my man LL Cool J, Stetson Sonic, and EPMD, Public Enemy, MBDP. It was like, yo, we used to shout each other out. It was love. Yo, I remember reading this article where I think KRS said Kane came to KRS crib to help him and Miss Melody move, and then they just sat there and watched The Color Purple. Like, yo, like these rappers used to hang out and just kick it with each other. And I just feel like money was one of those things that just kind of came in and it just the culture, and it went from the culture to just making rap music. And that's what I've been talking to my little kids about. Like, there's rap music and then there's the hip hop culture. You know what I mean? I just feel like I'm 100% with you, whether it's the boardroom, because the boardroom is the money. You know, I feel like that's it. And in my opinion, if it wasn't like that, we'd be getting better music. The music would be better, because I feel like what happened was a lot of people started to look at hip hop as a way out. You know, again, we're older, so when I got my 2 turntables of mix in '84, I just wanted to DJ. It wasn't any type of monetary gain in this for me. It wasn't like, hey, mom, buy me this so I can DJ parties and make this amount of money, then I can give them. It literally was like, I just want to do this. Whereas now you have a lot of people who are just in it for the money. You know, it's almost just like, you know, I don't even like hip hop. I don't even like the rap, but hey, I could do it. And to me, I just feel like if that didn't happen, we'd have more quality music. You know what I mean? So that's my take on it. Jace, welcome to the show, good brother. What's one of your personal tragedies that you feel like affected hip hop?
This is good. That the aspiration for money was actually one that you already touched on, but the lack of tragedies in our culture. Does that make sense? What I mean by that is,
build on it. Build on it.
So the majority of us, with the exception of JR, probably, and this ain't no jab, JR.
Oh, I know.
I'm not Kill. The majority of us, we first generation post civil rights. So very familiar with the hardships that our parents came up under, very familiar with the social economic status that birthed hip hop. If you didn't have maybe the Lights Out in New York, was it 74?
77.
77, excuse me. If we weren't living under economic hardships, would we have been able to birth this? Because there was a big disparity between those that were partying downtown and those that started partying uptown. So without and out of that tragedy, out of those separations, those hardships, out of that tragedy, we birthed something beautiful. Fast forward, here we are, 2016. You got a first black president. We have made it. We have arrived. He leaves. We got what we got now. Everybody's kind of down in the slums. Today, as we're talking, we have the death. Yeah. Okay, no doubt. Right. Kill said that he had to. He's about to send another link. He said to just stay tuned, hang up, and he's going to probably start over because he disconnected.
Man, it was getting good too, y'all.
No, but I've been thinking about this, man. With the, I'll hang up.
We're gonna come back. Yeah, we're gonna come back. Let's come back.
All right.